Your mom's gonna be all right, Roman.
Yeah, we'll know after the checkup. Listen, I want to thank you for helping me bring her over to the house. You know, Timmy would have done it. She didn't have that meeting so early this morning. Now Shane's still watching out for Eve.
It's no problem. I was glad to do it.
You sure it's no problem?
Of course not. Why would you think it is?
I don't know. I don't know. You just seem like you got a lot on your mind lately.
Well, you know how it is to get a newspaper out every single day, and then having Jack there, I mean, it makes my job a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that's all it is.
Roman, if I seem preoccupied lately, it has nothing to do with you. You and your family are what's most important to me, and it's going to change that.
You almost sound as though you think something could.
You want some more coffee? They've got decaf. I know you're trying to cut back on your caffeine. Actually, I probably should, too. Been reading an awful lot about it lately and how bad it is for you. They're starting to say that it might even have something to do with fertility problems. But I guess too much of any one thing isn't good for you, is it?
Yeah. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Why do you think something's the matter?
You seem awful nervous about something.
You see? Too much caffeine. I've got coffee
No,
nerves.
it's not the caffeine, and it's not just this morning, Diane. In fact, you know, it's every time I bring up the subject about us being together.
I think you're imagining things, Roman.
You did a minute ago. You know, when I said it almost seems as though you sound like something could come between us.
Well, of course I'm nervous when you keep bringing it up like that. I mean, it makes me wonder if you think there's something that's going to keep us apart.
No, baby, I love you. All I want to do is marry you as soon as we can get married.
That's what I want, too.
There's no problem, right?
Right.
Well, what are you doing over there? Come over here.
There has been a lot of interest in MIAs lately.
Okay. Yeah, I read something recently about this guy who's been missing, and suddenly they found him.
I read about him, too. You know, I've been doing a little research on him. I found out that they transferred him to the Salem VA hospital.
You're kidding. Wow. Think how interesting that would be to talk to that guy.
Yeah. I bet I could arrange for you to talk to him.
You could?
Oh, yes. I know the administrator over there. I'm sure he'd be most cooperative.
Now, wait a minute. Why would you want to help me out, Jack?
Well, this is an issue that needs to be discussed.
Oh, my. That almost sounded noble. Almost. There are a lot of people who think I'm your competition, you know.
Are you saying you think that I wouldn't do this small favor for you out of the goodness of my heart?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Kimberly, you're right. You know me too well.
Yeah, you bet I do. What's the catch, Jack?
Truth of the matter is that my paper is going to do a major spread on this whole thing. And I know that your radio show is getting very high numbers. You can generate a lot of public interest in this story. So I can make a lot of money by selling a lot of stories when it comes time to do our spread.
Oh, I get it. We help each other out a little here. Is that it?
Well, why else would I want to share it with you?
I don't know, but I'm going to have to think about this one. It's a long time to think about
Kimberly.
this. Hi, Adam.
Glad I found you.
What's up? I was on my way to see Dr. Seppa.
Well, that's the problem. She's been called out of town on family business.
Great. For how long?
Her secretary doesn't know, but she says she's not going to be back for our show.
Well, who are we going to get to go on in her place?
She's really the leading expert in her field. I mean, we could fly in one of her assistants, but I really don't think they'd get here in time.
No, we're just going to have to go to a different topic altogether. You got a fever with that? As a matter of fact, okay, another subject has been brought to my attention. Thank you.
Is it better than dead air?
Anything's better than dead air. Mr. Devereaux here has done a little research on the MIA issue.
I don't think we've met. My name's Adam Scott. I'm Kimberly's assistant.
So I gathered. It's a pleasure to meet you, Adam.
And Jack has suggested that we do a show in conjunction with an article he's planning to run on the subject.
Well, can we get it together in time for the show?
Oh, definitely. I've already laid all the groundwork. We'd be more than happy to share it with you.
Adam, do we have anything else in the works?
Not that we could get together this fast. God, I really think we should go for it.
Then let's go for it.
Good, good. I get all together, all the material, and I'll share it with you. And I can even arrange that interview with that MIA at the VA hospital.
Great.
We'll do it, I'm sure. Anyway, I've got to get to the hospital.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll go call Uncle Ron and tell him the show's been changed.
You bet.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Diana. Oh, listen, thanks so much for helping Roman bring Mama over this morning. You're not even married. You're getting roped into family responsibilities.
It's no problem. It comes with the territory, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Kimberly, I couldn't help but notice you talking to Jack.
Lucky me, huh?
Well, I hope he wasn't giving you a hard time.
No, as a matter of fact, he was offering to do me a favor. I mean, I'm going to believe it when I see it, right?
What kind of a favor?
Oh, no.
Hey, sis.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, how's Mama?
Well, Doc's still checking her out. Listen, I gotta run over to your house. I want to check out this Eve story about Eddie and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So listen, if Mom gets done early, you tell her I'll be right back.
You bet.
Okay.
I hope you and Shane find Eddie.
Well, you know, we've exhausted most of our avenues. Right now, Eve's about our last chance of finding anything out, so...
I wish you the best of luck, Mama.
Thanks, sis. I'll see you.
Okie doke.
Bye, baby.
Bye. You know, I gotta get going, too. I won't have a job to go to.
Wait a minute now. What were you saying about Jack?
Oh, I'm sorry, but wait, I mean, you probably already know, you being his partner and all. He's gonna share that MIA story with me. I'm gonna do a radio show on it.
Oh, right. The MIA story.
Yeah. I mean, he thinks that I can help your paper. I don't know about that.
So, what do you plan to do on your show?
Well, there's this officer that's been transferred to the VA hospital here in Salem. Now, I read an article on him myself. He was missing for years. People thought he was dead, and all of a sudden he turns up. Now, Jack thinks I can get an interview out of him. He thinks it may be interesting to find out what his family feels like, maybe even a loved one.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, why?
The man's been through something very traumatic. Do you think that he's going to want to talk about that?
No, I mean, I'm not going to press him, Diana, if he doesn't want to, but it's worth a shot, right?
Do you think the VA hospital is going to let you do it?
Yeah, Jack's got it all lined up.
He does he?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't think there's going to be any problem at all. Yeah?
Kimberly, I'm sorry. I just remembered something. I have an appointment that I have to get to.
Well, you take care.
Here's all my material on the MIA. I think you should find it quite useful.
Hey, this is great. You guys really done your homework here.
We sure did. You combine that with an interview of the MIA has been transferred to the Salem VA hospital, you'll have yourself one hell of a story.
Well, wait a minute, Jack. What if this guy doesn't want to be interviewed?
Oh, don't worry about that. I talked to Dr. Burke. He said no problem.
No, I hope not. But let's face it, Jack. This guy's been through a terrible ordeal. I'm not going to press him into something he's not ready for.
Look, if he doesn't want to talk, do a basic profile on him. You know, the anatomy of an MIA, that sort of thing. The people who were around him before he was captured. You know, and what is the reaction to his return? Was there someone he was personally involved with?
Hey, there's an angle.
Exactly, Adam. Now, people want to know. I mean, what if there's someone you were in love with who's been gone for years, dead and gone,
Yeah.
and suddenly they come back? And what if you're married? What if you're married or have a lover? Are you gonna drop that lover just like a potato and take up with a person that you thought was dead?
I think I better go see what I can dig up.
I think you should. Go for it. Come back with something. Yeah.
Dr. Burke.
Miss Colville, come in, please.
Coffee?
Yes, please. Thank you for taking the time to see me.
Oh, it's all right. Your partner told me all about the feature you plan to do about our hospital. I'm happy to cooperate.
Yes, about that story, did he mention something to you about radio coverage?
He did indeed. He thought it would be a good way to give us full exposure on our hospital here.
Uh-huh. But he hasn't called you back yet, has he?
No. Was he supposed to?
No, I told him that I would handle it.
Is there some kind of problem?
No, my partner and I have discussed it, and we've decided that this story is much too important for it to be just one article. We'd like to run a whole series of articles and really take an in-depth look into how a VA hospital is run, how your hospital is run.
You would?
Yes, we would. Except we want the first crack at it. We want it to be an exclusive, before any radio or television stations have a chance to get their hands on it.
Well, I don't know. We can use all the press we can get. Would you excuse me one moment, please?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Yes, I'll speak to her. Dr. Burke here.
Hi, Dr. Burke. This is Kimberly Donovan calling.
Yes, Mrs. Donovan. I've been expecting to hear from you.
Yeah, so I wanted to base my next program for In Touch on the MIAs at your hospital. As a matter of fact, Jack Devereaux said he already talked to you about it.
That's right. Mr. Devereaux had brought it up.
Excuse me, Dr. Burke.
Mrs. Donovan, could you hold on for one moment, please?
Sure.
Yes, Miss Cole.
I don't think I had a chance to mention to you that in this series we plan to focus in an awful lot on your staff and administrators, people like yourself.
Well, what kind of focus did you have in mind?
The kind that could make a career. Between my partner and me, we have several friends in very high government positions, friends who read our newspaper religiously, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I think I do. I'm back, Mrs. Donovan. Now, about the show you wanted to do.
Right. When would be a good time to meet with you?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Donovan, but I don't think it would be possible to do your show after all.
It won't be possible.
What?
Wait a minute. I thought everything was arranged.
I've changed my mind. Perhaps another time.
Yes, perhaps another time. Thanks. Goodbye.
What happened?
That's what I'd like to know.
Dr. Burke, I don't know how to thank you. You have just made my day.
This is what I came up with.
Get rid of it, Adam. I thought you had everything lined up at the hospital.
I did have everything lined up. And Burke was anxious for the exposure.
Yeah, well, he's not anxious anymore.
I don't know what happened.
I think I do.
What is that supposed to mean?
Whatever you were up to, it just backfired.
I wasn't up to anything, Kimberly, but you can be certain I'm going to find out what did happen.
Guess all that digging was in vain.
Well, we're gonna have to work faster. We don't have a show.
All right. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm trying to get a newspaper out. That's what we do here, in case you've forgotten.
That's not what I'm talking about, and you know it.
Jack, I don't have time for one of your little tirades, all right? Now, I have to be going, so just make yourself at home. You can snoop through my desk. I left it open for you this time, so it'll be...
You're not going anywhere until you explain yourself to me.
I don't owe you any explanations.
You do when it comes to sabotaging this paper. Oh, I know all about your little trip to the Salem VA. How you convinced Dr. Burke to have a change of heart over giving the radio talk show to Kimberly about the MIA.
I convinced him to give us an exclusive. I would hardly call that sabotage. Now, why are you so interested in helping Kimberly all of a sudden?
And why are you so interested in this story all of a sudden? I thought you said the MIA thing was dead, wasn't going anywhere.
Well, I did, but you've obviously convinced Kimberly that it is. And if it's a hot story, I think that we should be covering it. You haven't answered my question. Why did you bring it to Kimberly?
Well, I brought it to Kimberly because her show is a top-rated show, and it can bring in a lot of readership for our paper if we do the story. And I think it's good to have a little exchange of goodwill, don't you? I mean, it seems to me you'd be very happy if I helped out your future sister-in-law.
Don't do me or my future family any favors. We don't need them, especially from you.
When are they going to become your family anyway? I haven't heard any talk of a wedding lately.
That is my business, Jack, not yours.
Oh, my. Kind of touchy about this, aren't we?
No, I'm not. I'd just like you to stay out of my personal life.
I was just talking about the MIA. I didn't know that was personal life.
It isn't.
Then why is it such a big deal?
Will you get out of here? Get out of here.
Well, it seems like you can't say anything to anybody around
Get
here
out,
anymore.
now.
Going.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing? You're daydream. I thought you had a newspaper to run.
I do. I was thinking about a story. How's your mother?
Well, she's getting along okay. But they decided to run one more test, so I decided off their decision to take advantage of it and come and see you.
I'm glad you did.
Oh, hey. What's gotten into you?
A lot of things, I guess. I guess I've just been thinking about your mom and what happened to her. And how little time we have with the people we love. I don't want to waste a minute of it.